Hello, my name is Drew Ricard. I run Banch Marketing, and today I'm going to get right into it with you guys. I'm not going to bore you. Today, we're going to talk about how we scale our clients and our own clothing brands to multiple seven figures per year using paid ad, email marketing, and brand ambassador funnel. I'm excited to kind of walk you through this to show you what you can do for yourself and also what potentially we could do for you guys as well. But before I'm going to show you a couple of results just to show you that we're legit. I know what I'm talking about, that we put our money where our mouth is for our clients' brands and also for our own clothing brands as well. So in this first one, we took Super Fresh from making a few hundred orders per drop to making over 600 orders per drop in the first 3 months of working together. Starstruck, who we took from right around 10K a month to over 80K a month in the first 5 months of working together. More Clothing, who just hit their first 60K a month, which she was super excited about. And then He Would Love First, who did 5.5 million in our first 12 months of working together. And I've also done this myself. So this is my clothing brand. I started it in 2019, God the Father Apparel, which I was luckily able to scale up to over $3 million annually. So we are an agency that not only does it for other people, but do it for ourselves as well. This is one of many clothing brands I have and I'm a part of as well. Now, I'm going to kind of get into the nitty gritty of it. Again, I'm going to move pretty quickly with this video because I hate long, boring, drawn out videos. And so I'm just going to get right into it. You clicked on this video because you wanted to see our strategy, what makes clothing brands successful. We work with some of the biggest clothing brands in North America. And I'm going to show you what we do for them and what we can do potentially for you as well, or what you can do for yourself. So I'm going to run you through top of funnel, middle funnel, bottom of funnel, the differences between those, and also what ads and what audiences to run in between those to make it profitable, make it worthwhile. Obviously, with this, testing is super important. And so it's not going to be a set up these ads and everything will be perfect. There's definitely a lot that goes into it, but this is the base and the strategy that you signed up for and that you want. And so brand ambassador funnel, using ambassadors who purchase from you in order to promote to their friends and family in hopes of getting commission themselves. It's not super complicated of a funnel, but it does damn well. And then email marketing, which kind of ties everything together. It's a lot of people overlook email marketing and SMS marketing, but it's something we'll talk about briefly at the end. So top of funnel, just to kind of run you through it, top of funnel is that first touch point. We want that to be a feed, a story, a reel. This is someone's first interaction with your clothing brand or your e-commerce brand. So this is someone sees a viral TikTok or someone sees an ad or someone hears about it from word of mouth. That's going to be your top of funnel. It's going to be that individual's first touch point. Not a lot of people purchase off that first touch point. It's more of a look at my brand, look at how dope we are, and look at what we're selling, right? Now, I wouldn't recommend going after purchases depending on your budget and depending on the audiences and the data that you have in the Facebook pixel. This top of funnel is mainly going to go after view content, landing page views, link clicks, something that gets an individual in the funnel as cheaply as possible, as efficiently as possible. Reels, at least right now, Reels and stories do super, super well. Obviously, content's going to play a role, but this is an example of a Banch top of funnel ad that we like to run. The audiences that you're going to want to go after are pretty broad, right? So if you're let's just use a golf brand, a golf streetwear brand, for example. It's a clothing brand that me and my partners are starting up currently. And so at the top of the funnel, what we're running through is reels and story ads and feed ads that are more, here's our brand. We're not pushing an individual product quite yet. It's here's our brand, here's who we're selling to. This is the audience that we want to target, right? So that's golf, Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, John Daly. We're going after these individual targets. They're broad, right? They're big. There's a ton of people in there. But then we can also go after individuals who are interested in streetwear, interested in drinking beer, interested in partying, stuff like that, to make sure that you can kind of niche down from a golf, but you still want to keep it pretty broad at that top of funnel. Middle of funnel, we're going to go after nurturing that audience, showing the product, showing what we're selling, as well as showing the brand as well. I really want to stress that if you try to sell an individual product, top, middle, and bottom of funnel, you can only scale so far, right? Products are only going to take you so far in clothing, I find. Styles switch a lot often, as I'm sure you're familiar. So you really want at the top of funnel sell brand, middle of funnel and bottom of funnel. You can more so focus on the certain categories or products or male and female or stick to brand as well. Now you're going to want to nurture and educate your audiences in this, and we're going to want to target lookalike audiences, detailed targeting audiences, broad, and then Advantage Plus campaigns as well. In all of that, the lookalike audiences, you're going to want to test, depending on your pixel data, view content, purchase, and add to cart. 1 through 10, you can probably pick out what looks like 1%, look like 5%, look like 10%. If you have a lot of purchases, I would definitely recommend going for purchases. If you don't, and you have a lot of add to carts, you can go after add to carts. So I believe you're going to need at least 100 add to carts or 100 purchases or whatever it is you choose in the last 30 days that are meta verified. So you may only be able to do view content, add to cart, or purchases. If you can do purchases, obviously that's going to be your best bet. Test 1%, 5%, and 1%, or 1%, 5%, 10%, because you're going to be able to see which ones are most profitable. If 1% and 5% are doing really, really well and your 10% is lacking, test 1 through 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in terms of those lookalike audiences. If 10 is doing really well and 1% is really sucking money, 5 through 10, and then you can figure out which audience is the best there. Detailed targeting, again, exact same thing. Golf, streetwear, golf, whatever it is that you're selling. But in this case, it's going to be a little bit difficult if you've just a normal streetwear brand. So you can go after artists, Kanye West, Drake. You can go after, there's literally a million different detailed targeting options. And so take a look through it. Engaged shoppers is always a good one. But you're going to want to be able to test out different audiences and different things or different interests that match your brand. Advantage Plus campaign, pretty self-explanatory. When you go to set up an audit, when you go to set up a campaign, it's going to ask you essentially to create a normal one or Advantage Plus. Advantage Plus is really going to use AI to do its targeting. And then broad targeting is leave it wide open. So get the age, get the location, and do not do any targeting at all. And allow Facebook's API to kind of go after that. Broad that works super well if you have a lot of data and if you give it enough money. Broad is not going to be one of those ones that I find where you turn it on immediately and it is profitable right away. It will need some spend and it will need some time, as will all of these. But if you're familiar with running your own Facebook ads, your plan is to run your own Facebook ads, all of this should be fairly simple as well. Now, on the funnel, we're going to want to retarget add to cart 30 days, retarget initiate checkout 30 days, and exclude purchasers from that same time frame. You're going to want to keep this pretty simple as well. You can test out keep an eye on frequency. You're never going to want that frequency number to go above 7. If it goes above 7, you're either going to want to broaden your reach. So instead of 30 days, you could go 45 days or 60 days. And if that number is too small, it's at 1 or 2, you're either going to want to make that audience a little bit bigger, or you're going to want to add more budget to it. Budget and audience size in terms of the dates and time frames. So 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, whatever that time frame is, you're going to want to test out that. And so I would recommend testing it all in one campaign, different ad sets, same ads. Test that audience to see which one's really that sweet spot to get your frequency number in between that 4 to 7 range. I found is a pretty good one. Make sure to exclude purchases from the same time frame. That way you're only going after individuals with add to cart, initiated checkout, and haven't yet purchased. That's really that top of funnel, middle funnel, bottom of funnel. 7 touch points is the amount of touch points someone needs in order to make a purchase. How many times have you gone through to a website, added something to cart, initiated checkout, went to go click that purchase button and thought, damn, that's a little bit more expensive than I would have liked after taxes and shipping comes into play, right? So at this point, they've seen the top of funnel, they know who you guys are. Middle of funnel, they also know who you guys are, but they're more so interested in the specific product or category. They're a little bit more further down that buying mode where they're a little bit more open to it. They don't just think you're a dope brand. They also are interested in purchasing a product. Now, they're going to purchase at that point, which a lot of people do. But if you don't catch them at that moment, usually price or trust, I usually find. And so in this case, you're going to want to either give a discount or not. If you're not a discount brand, just re-showing individuals with dynamic targeting ads. If they click on this t-shirt, you're going to want to show them this t-shirt using dynamic retargeting and catalog ads at that bottom of the funnel. And if you are able to, and you are not a discount brand, but if you do want to give out 10, 15, 20%, which I'm a big fan of, then I definitely think that that's a good thing to do at the bottom of the funnel, not necessarily the top or middle. A lot of people mess up where they will just throw a bunch of random ads with a bunch of different audiences and there's no actual funnel in place. And so they'll just throw a bunch to the wall, see what sticks. And there's no funnel. And so there's no top of funnel, there's no nurturing, there's no closing. It's really just, let's test out this and this and this and this and this. That's where a lot of people lose a lot of individuals throughout that funnel period. So this is what I find is the most successful. Through all of this, so we can actually go back here really quickly. Through all of this, you are able to see purchase returns. Nothing's crazy here. It's all the same ad account showing you a normal of 3.21 ROAS. It's nothing insane. This company spent 70 grand to drive just around 222,000. You can see the differences in spend. So top of funnel is going after landing page views. The ROAS isn't crazy, right? Middle of funnels going after nurturing, right? And trying to close that individual at a 3.2. Bottom of the funnel is a little bit more of a warmer audience at that 4.2. So a really good example of an account that's not a 11 or 10x, a 3.2 is super achievable for many people out there, right? So I have examples. I wanted to be able to show you some examples that our team does, but also some inspiration for yourself potentially. If you were to work with Banch Marketing, if that was something you were interested in, this is the same sheet that our sales team or myself will show you on that call, where we walk you through these exact creatives that our team does. So if it is of interest, at the end of this call, I'll give you a form to fill out. But anyways, brand ambassador funnel is something that works really well. This is my clothing brand. This is what really blew us up. And this is what I like to think of as our special, why people sign with Banch Marketing, why people stay with us, is because we do set up this entire funnel for you. I'm going to walk you through in this next slide exactly how it's going to look, but it is something that is super, super good and does a really good job. But anyways, what we'd want to do is brand ambassador, meta ad. This is what someone's going to see front facing. Once they click on that ad, they're going to go to something like this. Long story short, it's going to prompt them to fill out an application. Someone wants to become that brand ambassador. Now they're going to apply to become that brand ambassador. In this, one of the questions does say, one of the requirements is for you to purchase at a discount. Is this something you're willing and able to do? If we gave out free stuff to potential ambassadors, you guys would lose a lot of money. And so what we want them to do is purchase those goods from you. So in that email flow, it does, again, say, hey, you've been accepted. Here's your next steps. Purchase a good using 20% off, which kind of leads me to my next point, which is ambassadors purchase at 20% off, and then they are prompted to sign up for their affiliate dashboard. So this is not only a potential back-end revenue. This is if 500 people see this ad, let's just say 10,000 people see this ad, 500 people apply to become a brand ambassador. Of that, not 100% of them are going to purchase, but let's say 100 of them do purchase. So a 20% conversion rate is super normal. If 100 of these individuals do purchase, it covers all the ad spend and then some from the ads. It also is profitable money in your pocket. And then they sign up to be brand ambassadors, or they sign up for their affiliate dashboard, and they share it to their friends and family on the back end. So if 100 people purchase, it's 100 people who are profitable, but also potentially get back-end revenue and potentially share with their friends and family in hopes of them getting commission, but you're making sales. And instead of paying Facebook, you're paying an individual like a brand ambassador. And so that also breaks down that trust wall in two ways, because one, if someone sees that ad, obviously every ad that you see, you're not going to trust. But if you go through this sequence and you see the emails and that trust wall gets broken down, and it's a really good way to close individuals and to get sales to the door. But it's also a really good way on the back end to get your brand in front of new people through people, which is what I talked about in the Instagram post originally. Was people don't necessarily buy from brands all the time. Sure, of course they do. But a lot of people buy through people that they trust more than a random ad that they'll see on Facebook and Instagram. So brand ambassador funnel does super well. It's one of our most successful campaigns almost ever. I run it on as many accounts as I possibly can, including myself. So we spent $1,900 to generate 13,000 at a 6.69x. Same exact thing on this account, where 5x ROAS and at 8.62x ROAS. It far blows away. And this is not accounts for back-end revenue. This is only the people who are applying and purchasing upfront. It's an awesome funnel. I highly recommend it. It's not the easiest funnel to get set up, but if you are working with us, we do it for free anyways. And so here's just some examples. Spent $70,000 to generate $290,000 in a 4.1x. So you can see the top, middle, bottom brand ambassador funnels in all of these. 3.2x to generate $222,000. Spent $6,800, not a ton of ad spend at 11.88x in 30 days. Now this strategy is a little bit different. This is a drop strategy. So a lot of clothing brands build up hype, generate leads, and do a big drop. This is what these guys do. This is for another video, another day, but we also do this strategy as well here at Banch Marketing, where we build out a landing page, build a ton of hype, get a ton of emails, and then do the drop, and then consistently do that. These guys do drops every 2 weeks, and so they kill it. Spend $21,000, generate 125x. You can see the same top of funnel, middle funnel, bottom of funnel, and all of these at a 5.98x. Last but not least, email marketing. Email marketing is so overlooked. These are some examples that our team does. We product design every single one of them. We do all the subject lines. We do all the copywriting. If you are not doing email marketing, you're leaving 30, 35, 40% of revenue on the table. And so with all of these, in the top of the funnel, the middle funnel, and the bottom of the funnel, you're going to want to supplement. You're not going to want to rely on Meta or Facebook for 100% of your ads. So at every single step of those, you're going to want to see an ad at the top of funnel, see a welcome email, see a middle of funnel ad, see a middle of funnel ad, see a abandoned cart email, or see a random campaign that comes along that time, see a bottom of funnel ad, see an email, close. There's your 7 touch points. In these ads, email marketing is incredibly important. I recommend setting up 7 per month, something that we do here at Banch Marketing. And there's nothing else that I have for you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to fill out that form. If you did want us to work together, or if you did want to work with Banch Marketing, we have a team, a large team. We work with a lot of clothing brands, a lot of e-commerce brands. And exactly what I showed you here, we can do for you, or you can implement these strategies yourself. Either way, if you have any questions, send me a DM on Instagram. If you did want to work with us, fill out that form. I'll be the one getting back to you. And we could potentially have another conversation on working together, or again, using these strategies yourself. If you have any questions, let me know, and have an awesome day, okay?